Hey Jets fans, Calvin Bush here alongside the man that they call Coach. That's Parker Burgess on this week's episode of the Coach's Corner. Coach, thanks for joining us. Happy to have you on the show again after a big sweep at home this weekend, especially on Thanksgiving weekend too.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a good weekend and boys are playing pretty good hockey right now, so it's been a lot of fun. It's nice being at home too.
Yeah, absolutely. After a very, very long road trip, you get back home for 3 weeks in a row against all the Minnesota teams, all two of them, Wilderness and the Magicians. 2 weekends in a row against the Magicians. You finish the 6-game home sets 5-1. What were the biggest takeaways that you had from these past 3 weeks here in Janesville?
Yeah, I think we kind of started, we've started to find our groove, and obviously we went through a pretty rough patch there, earlier in the season where we were on the road for a long stretch, and our guys showed a lot of resilience kind of battling through that adversity, and we were able to get those last 2 games up in Fairbanks, and that kind of really springboarded us into this homestand that we have had, and I think we've done a nice job of making the most of it. And it starts with how our practices are and making sure that our attention to detail is good every day in film sessions and things like that. And we're getting the results on the ice. And it's just a culmination of things. Early we were struggling with special teams and things like that. And now we're getting great goaltending, and the special teams have been tremendous, and the crowd's into it. And it's just funny how momentum and confidence play such a huge role in our game.
We talked with Ryan last week about the special teams. PK has made a complete 180. You guys look great on that unit, which is awesome. You named your captains recently, now in Janesville. Cal Mel wearing the captain's patch. What went into the timing, the announcing of the guys, and was coming back to Janesville any part of how you wanted to get this all lined up here?
Yeah, it's a good question. To be honest, I've been doing this for 12 years as a coach, but 7 years as a head coach, and not one group is the same as the other ones. And some years you have a clear-cut captain or a returning captain. Like last year we had Carter Hotman, who was a returning captain, and some years you got 2 captains and 2 assistants and like some sort of different dynamic. We wanted to make sure, I know this about it, you want to make sure that you're fully confident when you do make the announcement or let those captains know that that's what they're going to be doing the rest of the year. So we wanted to make sure we were 100% sure. We did know right off the bat that we had a tremendous leadership group. And we got a lot of guys in that locker room that are leaders that could all be captains. But obviously you can't have 15 guys wearing letters. And hockey's a sport where it's a very traditional sport, so it really matters having the letter on your jersey. And we do understand that it's a huge honor for those guys to wear it. But we waited on it, and I think you learn a lot. It's like anything. Like you learn a lot about the people that are in your group when you do go through all this adversity. And we went through ours, and then you go up to Alaska, with 25 teenage hockey players, and you're up there for 20 days or whatever it is. And especially going through a losing streak and things like that, we learned a lot about our group and a lot about our leaders. And we came back here and we were feeling pretty good about the guys that we were going to name and announce, and it just all kind of came together, and it was like, this is the perfect fit, and they have the support of their teammates and the coaches, and it just all came together, and we're very excited about the group.
One guy that's not in the group but is made a big impact this past weekend is Matt Kurlock, who had the shootout winner in a marathon that went 8 rounds on Friday night, and then 2 big goals, 2 snipes on Saturday. I don't know what you saw from your perspective on the bench, but that second one in the third period was a wicked wrist shot. And just talk about his weekend that he had in his game.
Yeah, Mac's great. Mac's been here for now a year and a half. And last year and Max had to deal with some injuries and some uncontrollable outside things. And last year because of COVID and league rules and things like that, they allowed us to have 27 protected players. And Mac was one of those players, but he wasn't an everyday guy. I know he dealt with some injuries and things like that, but he never got discouraged. You can only dress so many players, and Mac wasn't not in the lineup every day last year because of his ability or anything like that. We just had such a deep group of forwards, and it would have been really easy for Mac last year, and I give him a tremendous amount of credit. It would have been really easy for him to get frustrated and, grass is greener somewhere else or something like that. But he really believed in the process and his development, and was a team first guy, and we knew he was going to be a big part of this thing this year. And he had a good start for us and battled some injuries, and he's a guy that shows up to the rink every single day. He's got a very he's very self-aware that, if you perform on the ice, you're going to continue to get more opportunities. And Mac's a very mature, grown-up kid, and he had a great weekend this weekend for us, not only offensively, but in the face-off circle, playing with an affiliate player. Like, he played with an affiliate player who was a 17-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. That kid scored a goal too. James Dewar, who was tremendous for us this weekend, but James was able to feel comfortable and transitioned really quickly to the junior hockey game because he had a veteran center like Mac on his line. And so Mac did a great job with that. And obviously then he gets rewarded for, it looked like he was setting up for that shot at the red line. And you're right, like it was a shot from the blue line, but bar down and with the screen and everything. And it kind of salted the game away for us. So we were really happy for him. Yeah,
it was a great game from him. And you talk about the chemistry between him and Dewar. How do you take that intensity and that mentality and all this chemistry that you've been able to build the past 3 weeks and take it into Springfield against a very competitive Junior Blues team this upcoming weekend?
Yeah, you just tell the guys, like, we want to keep feeling this way, and we want this momentum to keep going. And how did we get here? And it's through our work ethic and practice and our commitment and attention to detail and play without the puck and all those things. And they feel really good right now. Like, they're in the locker room and they got the tunes going and everybody's happy, like fans, and you're winning. And so you really try to bottle up like what the process is to get those results and try to repeat it every single day. And hopefully we do it again on Friday. And it'll be nice going on the road again, just something a little different. And we played Springfield earlier in the year and they got the best of us at home. And I think we're a much different team now. So I know our guys are excited to get down there.
Yeah, hopefully spoil the party at the Nelson Center in Springfield this weekend, and then back home for 3 more weekends against the trio of Alaska teams right after Springfield.
Yeah, we got Fairbanks. We get a nice little weekend off there, and then Christmas. I think it's nice for the guys to go home, and we have one player playing an international tournament, and but we're not that far ahead yet. Our focus right now is on Springfield this weekend.
Yep, 1 weekend at a time at the Nelson Center against the Junior Blues this weekend. Parker Burgess and his squad will have 7:05 Friday, 6:05 Saturday. Parker, as always, we appreciate your time, man, and thanks for joining the show again.
Thanks so much, Calvin. I appreciate it.
Head coach Parker Burgess on this week's episode of the Coach's Corner.